Hey, this is Michael with Digital T-Shirt Shop. So I this morning sat on the phone with DexYP, and talked to them a bit about the services that they offer. So one of my biggest challenges right now, going from trying to sell shirts online to selling shirts local, is actually showing up local, and I've talked about this a few times. And I've looked at Yext. Did I say Yext? Dex. Yext, Dex. I think I said DexYP. DexYP and Yext are two different things. Okay, so anyways, I've looked at Yext before. They have a service where they update your citation information across the internet, about 70 sites. Costs you about $50 a month, like $400 or $500 a year. It's incredibly expensive, I think, personally. Well, Dex does the same thing. Now, here's the difference between the two of them. Now, Dex also has a few other services, DexYP, DexYP. Dex also, having worked with the phone book, has, I believe, a lot of influence in how you're perceived locally. And really, that's where I'm trying to get my business currently, is locally. I want to show up in different areas locally. I want to show up. So right around my vicinity, Cedar Hills is a small town where I live. I'm working out of my house. The towns right around me are also small. Highland, Alpine, Pleasant Grove's relatively small. American Fork's larger, but they all touch Cedar Hills. The cities out, and then I'm showing up in American Fork and Highland and Alpine, but I'm not showing up in Pleasant Grove, even though we share the same zip code. And then there is Lehigh, Orem, Linden, Vineyard. That's kind of the next layer out, and then north, Draper, Dugway, Harriman, Sandy, that's kind of around in the Salt Lake Valley, around the point of the mountain, Salt Lake Valley. And I want to show up in those areas as well, but I don't, because of where I'm at. Now Dex, they say they can help me show up in an extended local search. So I imagine that would be outside of my city. So I can show up mainly in Utah County, which is the county just south of Salt Lake County. And where I'd like to show up is from Alpine and Lehigh, that's on the north end, all the way down to about Provo on the south end is where I would like to show up. Now, Provo gets to be just a little bit far, but I still think people would come to me from Provo, if it worked. But anyways, that's kind of the area I'd like to show up. And the question is, can DexYP actually help me show up? Now that's the real question, is it worth it? Now, if I spent the extra money on it with them to have the citation information, to also have the extended local search, so I showed up on the dozen or so websites they have, which are decent websites that they have. They've got a good footprint, but if I show up on those, will it help my business? Will my phone ring more? Will I have more deals every month? And will those deals make up for the extra expense of showing up? Now, for me, it's been a challenge. I don't have this physical entity on Main Street where I'm actually printing from. So I think it's been a little bit harder in that sense. And I'm not part of the Chamber of Commerce, so it's a little harder in that sense, which is something I also looked into the other week. And, maybe it might be good to do the Chamber of Commerce. I'd make some business contacts. Maybe some business people might be interested in shirts. There could be a number of opportunities related to that. And it's like $100 a year. and I could actually get in with both chambers. They've got two. One does kind of the the Pleasant Grove, Linden, Cedar Hills. One does American Fork, Lehigh, Saratoga Springs. I think Highland Alpine are kind of tied into that. So, and maybe I would benefit from that. The exposure, the online listings, the association in those areas with those geographic locations. There could be a lot of things that maybe I would benefit from that, and the few $100s a year long term with the added exposure may be good for my business and make up for itself with additional business. So that's the thing, I gotta weigh it out. I talked to my wife about it a bit. She helps kind of make sure I'm thinking right about some of these business decisions, but I'd be curious what any of you think. Local Chamber of Commerce, helping your identity, your appearing locally. And I don't know if any of you have used DexYP in this manner for locale, showing up and an extended search area. I know with my previous work, we were a physical retail location, and they wouldn't work with us at all on it. They would not give us an extended search area because they had some stupid rules about, you showing up in the city that you were in. And we're in one of them, we were in the smallest town in Utah Valley just about, and we couldn't show up in the two towns on either side of us, which I thought was entirely ridiculous. That, we were the only education store in the valley, and we would only show up in the smallest little town in the valley when somebody searched for us. It was completely ridiculous. They would give other people service providers who work in those other cities the extended area, but they wouldn't give us. So I'm still really unsure how well it works and how well it drives business. So, because they never gave it to us before. So anyhow, there you go. I'd love to hear your feedback, your thoughts on it, if anybody's got a comment about it, and would love to have you subscribe to Digital T-Shirts.